Welcome to episode 1 of Bosey Players Star Citizen. In this we'll go through a brief history of Star Citizen and how to get into your ship and take off for the first time. Back in 2012, Chris Roberts of Wing Commander fame launched a Kickstarter under the name of Cloud Imperium Games Corporations. This Kickstarter was to fund an ambitious PC-only game called Star Citizen. His original goal was to raise $500,000 to finance his dream game with a release date of 2014. The main plug was that he wanted to build a rich universe focused on epic space adventure, trading and dogfighting in the first person, with both single player and drop-in drop-out co-op multiplayer. Chris Roberts would provide us with servers to play on, as well as the tools to create and host our own moddable servers. He told us the game would not have a subscription, as back in 2012 these were all the rage, and the game would not be pay to win. More on that in a moment. The Kickstarter campaign was a huge success, raising just over $2.1 million from 34,000 backers. At the time of writing this, Star Citizen has now raised a total of $297.8 million, with over 2.7 million accounts. Not all of these accounts have pledged money to Chris Roberts, as many of them have been made during the various free open weeks the game has held over the years. Back in 2017, it was revealed that half of all accounts were backers. So if we go with that figure today, we would estimate there are currently around 1.4 million backers. This would put the average pledge at about $200, which is considerably higher than the $60 average during the Kickstarter period. What is pledging? How does that get me into the alpha? And what? We're still in the alpha 6 years past release date? Yes, but I'll get into that. For $54, you can get access to the universe of Star Citizen, along with either a Mustang or Aurora starting ship. Now remember when Chris Roberts said in the Kickstarter the game was not play to win? This is where some people think it is. Yes, that $54 gets you the game and a ship. However, you can pledge more money to the project to either upgrade that ship or purchase additional ships. Now these start at $18 for a little golf buggy and do go all the way up to $1,100 for a luxury space yacht. Now there are other more expensive ships in the yacht, but these are either hidden behind a paywall where you have had to have pledged at least $1,000 before you can even look at them, or they're only released in small batches at selected times. To buy the most expensive ship pack, yes, you can buy packs of ships, you have to have pledged at least that $1,000 before they'll let you see it, and then you have to pledge an additional $27,000. I'm just going to say that again. $27,000. That's real dollars, not space dollars, not monopoly money. $27,000. Enough about the money, let's get back to what the game is about. The main aspect of the game at the moment is the Persistent Universe, or PU for short. This is where you can load into the game and play with other people. On joining, you will wake up in a bed in a small room on one of the planets within the Stanton star system. From here, you can head to the train station to catch a train to the spaceport. There is no fast travel in Star Citizen. You have to walk, run, drive or fly everywhere. At the moment, we've only got a single star system to explore. The intent is we will have 100 at release. The system of Stanton has 4 planets, each with moons and man-made satellites that you can visit. Once you do arrive at the spaceport, you will need to enter the customs area and use a computer terminal to request your ship, which after a brief moment will be delivered to one of the landing pads or hangars at the port. Now you need to ensure you remember where the terminal tells you your ship is parked, as you now need to find your ship. If you're wearing a helmet, and you should be, you'll also have a small circle with your ship's name under it on your screen somewhere. This marker shows you where the ship is. However, due to the size of ports, unless you're a Port Olisar, you will need to get a lift to the hangar Head over to the lifts and press the button to call one. These lifts move in real time, so you may have to wait for one if there is not one there, or if other people are currently using them. Once it arrives, you step in the lift and select the hangar pad that your ship is parked at. The game will not give you clues about this, so if you forgot where your ship is parked, you have to head back to the terminal and hope it tells you where your ship is. This doesn't always work. Ride the lift to your ship. Once you get to your ship, you'll need to interact with it by opening the door or cockpit. As depending on what type of ship you have, it may be as simply as standing at the left of the cockpit and clicking on a small section of the bodywork, which will be highlighted when you hold down F, or you will have a choice of doors, lifts to get in to the ship. If you're in a small ship, once you enter the cockpit, you'll be in the seat, and if you're not in a small ship, or even the Aurora, once you enter the ship, you have to make your way to the cockpit and sit yourself in the big chair. Once in that chair, you need to start the power, then the engines before your ship will do anything. Again, by holding down F and moving your mouse, your cursor will move around the screen and different items will highlight with menus that you can left click on. There is a quick start which you can click or press the hotkey of R and it will start the engines and the power. But don't take off yet. If you're in a hangar, the doors will be closed. If you're on a pad, you'll get wrong and fined for taking off without clearance. So bring up your mobi-glass. F1 brings up the mobi-glass by default. F11 brings up the chat. Go to the chat, go to your friends list, and the port will be listed at the top of your friends list, and click on the little button and they will either open the doors and give you permission, or they will just give you straight out permission to fly. Before you take off, if you're a mouse user, make sure that the circle element on your heads up display is centered with the cross element, elsewise you're going to have a bad time when you take off. And it's as simple as holding down the space bar to go up or holding down W to go forwards. Thank you for watching. If you like what I do, please consider clicking on the like and subscribe button, as that really does help the channel, and I hope to see you around for part 2.